So, good evening. My name is Natasha Capers. I'm an outreach leader with New Yorkers for Great Public Schools, a parent leader with the Coalition for Educational Justice. But first and foremost, I'm a parent of two uh, students in the New York City public school system, where we are in Brownsville, Brooklyn, District 23, where we have recently dezoned, which is sad to me. But so as Joanna said, we all wear many hats, and I wear the hat of a PA president, a SLT chair, and as a I recently was voted on to the CEC for next term. So, thank you. So first, dezoning really and truly and honestly does nothing to improve schools. And that's why we are all here. We fight this good fight every day because we want to see improvements in all of our community schools. Every student deserves to be able to go to a high quality community school just moments away from their home. We should not have to ship our children throughout the city to obtain that. So in District 23 in Brownsville, Brooklyn, currently the college readiness rate is 11%. So 11% of Black and Latino students who graduate high school are college and career ready, where we compare that to areas like Tribeca, where it's 80%. And then we go, well, let's dezone. But the fact of the matter is that most of the schools that are in my district and a lot of other districts are struggling, and so there are no real choices. We need to start fighting and putting the real work in to strengthening our community schools and putting the resources in that we all need. So we handed out earlier this platform from the Coalition for Educational Justice. The Coalition for Educational Justice is actually a coalition of community-based organizations and high poverty, high needs community districts, but also in struggling school districts. And the people who work on these platforms and work with Coalition for Educational Justice are parents. So parents came up with the platform. Parents are also elevating the platform and taking it around to city council members, to our public advocate, to our community-based organizations, and to more parents just like we have tonight. And if you look through the platform, it really marries everything that everyone actually wants. Strong community schools along with high college readiness rates and high academic performance. So there are four main platform points, and the first is focus on teaching and learning. Second is building a college-going culture in all schools. 3 is provide strong, comprehensive supports to every child. And 4, to put parents back in public education. Because as I said, the Coalition for Educational Justice are about parents working to improve communities and improve student outcomes. So I'm gonna go through some of the main highlights of the platform. And the first one is redesigning the school day, especially in low-performing schools, because the research shows that when we do that, the academic rates climb higher. Provide challenging, high-quality curriculum, including those Regents courses, those career and technical courses, high-level college courses, and those AP courses, because the better a student does in AP courses is actually a great predictor of how they would do in college. And also, launch summer academies to, one, reduce the summer loss. We know that students forget and unlearn so much during the summer months, but also we know that there are students who score high 2s and with the work over the summer can be pushed to a 3 in just those few short weeks if we put the work in. We also want to link struggling school districts, parents, teachers, and principals with school districts that are doing better, so that we can all learn best practices and see what can work better to improve our schools. Second, build a college-going culture for all schools, not just in middle school, not just in high school, but pre-K through 8. And so organize those college fairs, those trips, mentors, guest speakers, so that we can have students dream bigger and know that college is not something that is outside of themselves, but is something of themselves. Hire high school and college counselors to help students get to where they want to be, regardless if it's a career in technical trade or if it is to a college or university. And lastly, to have college and career orientation workshops and seminars, not just for students, but for parents and families as well. Because a lot of times, students know exactly what they want to do and know exactly how they want to get there, but we need to support the families and the parents and helping those students achieve what they want. Provide strong, comprehensive supports for every child. So let's turn our existing schools into community schools. Let's have our school buildings be those hubs where we can provide services that are desperately needed throughout our communities, like cultural events, adult education, internships, healthcare. Let's have an early warning system so that we're not waiting until April to discover that our students may not graduate or our students may not be promoted. We should be finding this out in October and working together as a cohesive unit to push our students forward and make sure they are all successful. We also need to increase the number of counselors and social workers. Currently, we have more police officers and more school safety officers in our New York City high schools, in all of our schools, than we have social workers and guidance counselors. And that shows us where our priorities lie as a city. And last but not least, put parents back into public education. Strengthen the homeschool connection where teachers and administrators are talking to parents. Let's explore ideas like parent-teacher home visits. Let's have the DOE provide high quality translation and interpretation services because it's only right and it's only respectful. And include and support traditional and independent parent groups in decision making about budget and policy. It is not enough to give us these hollow titles of parent leader of our district. We want to put the work in, we want to put the sweat in, we know what we're talking about, and we know what needs to be done. We're on the streets, we're in the schools, we're dealing with the students both inside and outside of the four walls of our school buildings. We know by the research, and that's the beautiful thing about the Coalition for Educational Justice, we go where the research shows us is best practices with the support of the Annenberg Institute for Research. So we use the numbers, we use the data to be able to drive best practices, to drive recommendations, and to come up with solid platforms that will only help to improve student outcomes, raise college readiness rates, and graduation rates. Thank you.